Hello, cutie patooties. Welcome to take 2 of the Cutie Pie episode. This episode, we're finishing up in Eerie country and we're moving on to the next mission. It's more of a homebound mission, so it's probably going to offer a lot of fun. We're going to be clearing the area around the church. So, of course, this episode is going to have some sort of clever name, like Eerie country mission, moving on to the next, or there's some sort of bullshit name to tie it in together. The reason this is take 2 and I mention that is because it's noteworthy. First take, I record all 24 minutes in one take. Really energetic, just got home from the gym, is plowing through, and I finished the take. I hit in the end recording button, blue screens my computer. Like, my computer completely restarted. It's like reporting problem to Windows. It's like, okay, I don't know what the fuck it is. I have plenty of storage space, like 500 gigs left, which I know isn't as much as I should have, but I'm storing a whole lot of videos. I've got to edit them down and then upload them and stuff. That's going to be a taxing process. But point being, we're working our way through here. We're gonna hit these what I mentioned in the first take. Damn, we've missed everything. We've forgotten everything. These are like the resident halls, the what are they called? The dorms? No, not barracks. And if you remember the first episode of the first series of ESG, so the original Easy Security Guard, there was barracks identical to these, copy and pasted outside the base, so I decided not to hit these. They don't have anything notable other than medical supplies, but beside them were these copy and pasted, I'm not saying that in a negative way, because they're standard issue tents, standard issue barracks. It makes sense that they would be very similar in construction, especially because the military, contracts the same company, or it's a military internal constructing company that does all that. So I really can't fault them for it. And, half of these are tents and stuff, so I'm not saying it as a fault. I want to make that clear. But we're going through these tents and all of these supplies. We're going to go ahead and loot them up. We're going to hit a couple more buildings in the military base. We aren't hitting them all. There's like the pink one and some other ones I decided not to hit this time, just because I know where the loot is, and that's not like, oh, me cheating, me big brain. No, I just kind of had this intuition that a couple of the warehouses and a couple of the other ones looked like they had loot to me, and also I can recognize the outside of copy and pasted buildings. But outside of the copy and pasted ones, I knew there was this warehouse that looked really notable to me, and I don't know this in the present of me playing this. I know this now, looking back, that I passed by these buildings and they looked interesting to me then, but I didn't know they would contain guns. Now I do, and I know I got lucky, but outside of that, we also pretty much filled up the car, so, we maybe, hypothetically, would have played for longer and done more, but we didn't. I'm also looting some medical supplies. You can never go wrong with medical supplies. Like, I'm not going to fault myself. I already have like 4 crates of them, enough to last me forever, because you're trying to avoid injury. It's not like food. You aren't avoiding getting hungry. Like, injuries are something you can avoid. You don't need medical supplies. Especially with my perks, injuries are not a thing. Like, outdoorsman, I'm not getting scratched a whole lot. Thick skin, because he's a security guard. Just all these perks that kind of made sense for him. All kind of ended up with, like, him not getting sick a lot. But I think that makes sense. Like, me personally in real life, I don't get sick. Like, I'll get a sore throat. Very often I will be a little bit sick, like to a point where it's pretty chronic. Like, I will but not debilitatingly so. Like, not like to a common cold or whatever. But I will pretty constantly have symptoms of, oh, I'm just feeling a little bit sick today. I think I've talked about that in my videos before, where like I'm pretty chronically not feeling good. I guess is how I would word it. But then sick, I get sick about every 2 to 4 months. So at most 6 times a year, at least 3 times a year. And that is sick. Like 4 days I will be out of commission. And, it's like man flu or whatever that people talk about. So that's kind of what I'm explaining. Like, I felt that was pretty realistic for a character, at least from my perspective, as me living a life, to give him, like, oh, he's not getting sick all the time. Plus, I don't think the sickness systems in this game are all that complex, are they? Right? They're just, like, a little bit. They're, what do you call them? You get, like, corpse sickness. You get fever. You get the sniffles. I don't think you can get the flu or pneumonia or anything that you need to take antibiotics for. I think that'd be cool, but it should be something that you really have to spec into, because it feels like that, that and like terrain degradation. I've thought about like flooding a little bit, and I've seen posts about that too. And I've thought about like long-term illnesses, like you're getting scratched, you're gonna have scars and stuff that could restrict movement. And then on top of that, you have some other long-term stuff, like you have degradation, wildlife taking over buildings, foundations. You would have to like cement those with like the cement bags and stuff. I feel like all that's pretty cool. And yes, I'm getting that idea from someone, but I had ideas like that myself. So not entirely giving like credit to someone, as it was from a discussion. We got up here. This was a little tower. Didn't have too much I wanted, but it did have a lot of stuff in it. Now this building right here is something. Just you wait. I'm pretty sure it's like a surplus building, because they have all those garage doors. So they loaded into this like surplus warehouse. This thing is pretty crazy. I'm trying to lure all the zombies downstairs for my benefit. It's not gonna work, never does. If I bash the crap out of that, they come on downstairs. We repeat that process, or we're gonna here in a second. Had to take a quick pause there. Good 30 seconds to take a drink of water, in the past. I drink water in the past and the future at all times. Kind of cruising for a bruising when it comes to water. But let's go ahead, go through here. We've got this. This is going to be badass. Look at this. It's essentially a shipping container filled with this, and they have lock boxes, which would probably, theoretically, if they worked, hold even more ammo, even more weapons, possibly explosive things you have to sign out. And then we got this entire shelving unit filled with guns, to the point where it filled up my inventory. And oh, don't you worry, there's a third floor with the exact same thing. We are going to be full the fuck up. That's all I can say. So let's go ahead, store away all this technical bullshit. And, it's good. We want that technical bullshit. In the long run, that is really going to benefit us. Having all those electronics and supplies and stuff, we can use those later on for crafting noisemakers, crafting explosives, motions detectors. Not that we use half of that, but, either way. Let's head back in here. Going up here. We've got all this stuff to loot. A lot of these didn't have stuff that we overly had to loot. Like, they had a lot of attachments and ammo. I'm not really looting guns at this point. I already have such an abundance of guns that I know I can just come back down here to get guns, or go get some repair supplies for guns, or any of the above, and we will be fine. As you know, a gun repair kit can really just plow through repairing a gun. Like the one on my back right now, if I used a repair kit, full energy repair kit, I could probably repair it from like half quality, I would bet. No, like a quarter quality per kit. Unfortunately for me, it's more like the more you repair something, the harder it is to repair, which is something I dislike. Like, if you do maintenance in real life on stuff, like car maintenance, or you maintain a firearm, like a good firearm, you're not using a Timu gun. Like, you're using a Glock, you're using a 9mm, something. If you're using those, they're going to last you, like, forever. Like, there are guns from the 1700s that are well maintained, like muskets and shit. So, like, I don't, it's bullshit. There are machetes from fucking the conquistadors who came to America that are maintained. So I feel like the more frequently you do maintenance, it should make it have more of an effect. I think the least frequently you do it, the more you're going to have to spend maintaining it. That feels smarter to me. And I think that might be true, and I'm just discrediting the game having already thought of what I thought. Now, this building, I hate. You're going to see it in here. This building roughed me up. One second, I had to drink some water. So let's go on in here. So this building seems to be some sort of a big hall. I would like to call it like a town hall, but I want to say it's like a residence center, so it might be like JROTC or something, because it has all these bedrooms, and it has all these offices, it has secretary desks, and it has just, these whole big sitting areas and stuff, and then these dorms up here, which kind of confused me. So I have to think it's just like a big, like the main residence hall. Like maybe these are the sergeant's dorms or the officer dorms, or the, maintenance staff, working staff, reserve, just something. It is a big building that seems to have a lot of uses. I'm not discrediting its realism by being like, I can't figure out what this is used for. Like, it seems like a place with many uses. But we're going to turn on that alarm and head on out of here. Not for any reason. Like, we didn't turn on that alarm because we were going to come back. We just turned on the alarm. Lure all the zombies out. I mean, we killed so many. We killed, like, what? 800 in this entire place? Probably more. So I'm not really saying we didn't, like, clear this place. To me, we cleared this place. I mean, the sacrifices we made, like, with my car engine and shit, fuck yeah, we cleared this place. Holy shit. This was god-awful. Like, we fucked up our car. We fucked up everything. And you know what? We're heading back. We're heading back to the church. We're taking the route home. This time, we are clearing all these zombies just to, like, leave them, emptier than when we came. I mean, it already is emptier than when we came, but I mean in a more extreme degree. Like, when I come back through here, I don't want to see a whole lot of zombies. I don't think we will, because I think there was very little left, and then we, came back, and we killed whatever had respawned. So let's say, in the entire Eerie country, in these cities we visited, outside of buildings, because in buildings there's still probably hundreds of zombies, right? But outside of buildings, in these cities we visited, there was, let's say, 25 to 35% left when we left the first time. We came back, give or take 5%, so let's give it 40%. And now it's back down to 25, 35, somewhere in that range of zombies in all these places we paid a visit to, because we weren't exactly, except for that first town we visited, and the second one we didn't really go inside of, but we cleared that one pretty darn good. So what I'm going to say is that, that military base, the other towns we visited, they're all better off and more clear now that we left them. And we did really, we pushed pedal to the metal coming back here. We're nearly back home, but then we're going to have to store a whole lot of shit. We hit, a bunch more fucking telephone poles. We do that almost way too often. We're going to keep killing any zombie we see. I know it's an inconvenience. It slows things down. Things downs. Oh my gosh, dude. Words are hard. My mouth is falling apart. I don't know what it is. I just have I fucked up my mouth. I cut it with a fork and then it's hurting like hell. So my speech is a little bit fucky and my jaw hurts. Probably got tetanus. I'm dying. Lockjaw, your manly diseases. I got lockjaw. Back in my day, I walked up both hills to school, both ways. 2 hills, both sides. My mom made me take the long route back, so I hit both of them on the way back. But we're going to go ahead and store what we have in our inventory, of course, and then we're going to go ahead and store all this stuff. I think you will quickly realize, as well as I realized, having a bunch of different ammo types through 2 backpacks is really, really inconvenient. I was about to say way too inconvenient and really inconvenient. I said it's really inconvenient. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to dump all this shit that we do have carrying all these different ammo types. And we might do one more run with all the ammo types before I think I realized in the past that since these crates are unsorted, I have to sort them into my inventory. So there's one option. You either sort in here with all these crates by looting them all there, a short-term gratification, take them all out, come out here, or long-term gratification, only take 45 or whatever. Each trip you select an ammo type. You're like, okay, I'm going to take only 9mm out of the crates this time. And then I go ahead and take only 9mm out of the crates, and then I bring it in here. And it's way easier to find ammo types in there than sort through 2 backpacks and dump them away. So it's actually quicker that way. And yes, I did the math. It's certified. We're really cool. And let's go ahead and do this. Real quick. There. We're taking a lot of this, not platinum, building supplies. I saw the metal sheet and it looked like a hunk of metal. And, it's going really well. I'm stumbling over every word. I'm exhausted. Your typical stuff. I think it's more of a case of I want to get this done. I really do want to put this video out there. Or get recorded, not put it out there. That'll be in a couple weeks. But I kind of just want to record this video. Because right now I'm actually working towards taking a break from editing and everything. So what I'm going to do is I have a pretty solid backlog of Terraria. And then Project Zomboid. Warhammer I have an infinite backlog of. And then Brotato, Risk of Rain 2, Darktide. I have all those. And my current goal right now is to finish up editing all the stuff I have. Finish up recording Warhammer. Because I have 3 more factions to play on Warhammer 2 modded. And then I'm going to just work on making thumbnails and uploading those months ahead. Just scheduling them. To just free up space on my computer. And then I'm going to take a week off and just play Warhammer to myself. Not for anyone else, just play for myself. Now, I wasn't going to record looting these boxes anymore, but it's snowing out. I thought including the first or, second snow maybe of the series was worthwhile. So I went out here and I recorded the snow. And I just wanted to say, winter is coming. and that, is going to bring very small additional challenges. It's not like this really extreme, oh no, whatever will I do? There's, so much to do, so much to see, so much in the back. No, fuck. Backstreet Boys started to play in my head. But no, with all these, challenges we already face, adding cold on top of it is going to be a big thing. Well, that's what I thought. No, with the stuff we wear, like the chainmail, and then the poncho on top, and then the combat pants, and then another jacket on top of that, just layering protection. With that intense protection comes also the fact that we do not take fucking cold at all. Like, I will get holes. I will remove the poncho because it's the item that gets ripped every time, right? If we get attacked and there's a like the little ripping sound, it's the poncho every fucking time. And then I just put it on the ground because I'm not going to go home and put leather there and decrease its value. Like, I hate patching my clothes. Like, I would put patches on them beforehand to increase protection if they didn't rip immediately. Like, I wish they would rip off your patches and then you could put a new patch there to increase the protection. But no, if they bite you and it rips into you, it's going to rip just a hole straight through any extra stuff you put on. Or at least that's my personal belief. We've filled up the 9mm too, which means we're on our second crates for 45s, one other type of ammo, in 9mm, which feels pretty crazy. But we're nearly done looting here, and then we're going to go ahead and do the next mission, or start the next mission. Next episode is going to be the big section of the next mission. I'm going to figure out how to title it and stuff. Get a cool thumbnail. I've been doing a couple cool thumbnails with Project Zomboid. Like, I did the church, and I did, like, the lonely road and stuff. I like those thumbnails. Like, I like finding pictures that have people in them, and then superimposing my character over that person. And, like, there was one where it was, like, Deja Vu. And there's this painting called Deja Vu that I knew about. That's like this infinite painting. So I just put my character in there, infinitely getting smaller. And I thought that was really hilarious. I really did enjoy that. There's a couple like those thumbnails I thought were really clever. And no one commented on the thumbnail, which made me sad. I thought I'd at least get one comment like, oh my gosh, cool thumbnail, But, it's not my place to impose that people comment certain things or do certain things. I just thought someone would notice my extreme artistry, my beautiful talent, my skill, stuff like that. But, skill goes underappreciated in the 21st century. No one appreciates me. Ugh. No, I'm joking. I am actually the most humble person ever. The most extremely humble, the richest, most humblest, most tallest person ever. So, strongest. So, ignore me. I'm over here, 7'4", giving tens of thousands of dollars to people who need it. The most charitable. Don't worry, though. I'm not going to show you all of this sorting. Just some of it. Just a little bit. And then we're going to move on to other things. I'm actually pretty happy. I got this video done in 40-ish minutes? 20 minutes? No, I think we're closer to 30, 40 minutes because it's nearly a 30-minute video. So getting it done in 40 minutes isn't too unreasonable. 10 minutes of rest between takes. I like that. And usually I know if a take's going to be bad at the very beginning, like I'm coughing or something. A lot of the snow is melting. It's been raining. End up actually forcing sleep because it was raining. That's why my character is so freaking bored. We spent so much time sorting and all that. And we are just going back through here. We've got all these zombies, all these bodies we left before Eerie Country. We never went back and looted them. I knew I wouldn't be spending too long in Eerie Country, or at least long enough for them to despawn. But I did want to let them, sit there for a while. So then when we came back, they would be like, whatever. And we didn't kill too many. I think we looted some, but I wasn't too thorough about it. And right here, we're dealing with a lot of zombies that kind of wandered over when I was doing the car alarm and stuff. Then they went into this grassy section, but in this corner of the town right here. Honestly, where I'd make a base if I were to, like, craft a base. And I might do that eventually. I have a lot of wood, a lot of metal. There's some good reasoning for me to spend some components to craft a base. So there's a chance I might come over here, craft something. I think my character just got tired, which feels bullshit, is he woke up literally at the beginning of this little section. 1 second. Oh my god, do you guys hear that? My fucking neck. Pop the absolute shit out of it. I got classes today, so I'm gonna record this video, and then next video I might record later. I don't know. I think the week off is gonna be nice, because I didn't really... It's going to be like 3-4 days. Because the thing is I recorded and edited all through spring break. Every single minute of spring break. From waking to sleeping was either recording, editing, just plowing through that. Not in a bad way. Like, I really wanted to get that done. I enjoy the recording process. The editing process is more like a hobby. It's relaxing. It's like woodworking. There are people who... Your hobbies don't necessarily bring you joy. They keep you occupied. But it does bring me joy to edit. Like, not as much as playing the game, but it's like the first half of something. I bet there's, a ton of hobbies like that. Like, I do mushroom hunting, and I find the actual process of hunting the mushrooms, driving out there, finding wet logs, picking them up, looking for the morels, like all that, pretty tedious because you're having to track the weather, humidity, temperature. My grandpa does all that, but he wants me to do it sometimes, so I'm learning the skill. And I find that tedious, but I find the process of eating them so rewarding. Like, it's one of my favorite foods ever, is like grilled sauteed mushrooms. Just that, flat out. That and a burger with Swiss that I cook up on a grill, best thing ever. Like, legitimately best thing ever. And then, so it's like the reward, but with this hobby, it's the opposite. The beginning is really rewarding. The middle is a bit cumbersome, but not to the point where it's like a job. So the editing, it's a bit boring. It can be a bit tedious. My vocal cords hurt, but I get to talk my head off, which I like doing. So there's good and bad. And then the end is pretty rewarding unless someone's an asshole. It goes up. I get to see the views go up. I get to see the watch time. I get my work rewarded. And then every once in a while, someone's like, you fucking suck. I'm like, okay, why do you watch the video then? Like, why do you waste your energy commenting that? Like, I don't go to the gym and go up to people and be like, hey, you're fat as shit. Like, never, dude. I pay people the only energy I expend, like, in my life. Like, yeah, sometimes I can be a bit argumentative or snippy. But, like, the energy I pay is, like, to people is, like, to compliment them. So I don't get that. So I think that's why I get snippy at it. But this is the end of the video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or wherever you're watching this. Hope you guys come back for more. If not, I hope you enjoyed your time here. Hope to see you guys again next time. If not, that's all right. Outside of that, positive affirmations. Thank you guys for watching the video, enjoying it. Hope you guys enjoy these next couple sagas. So there's going to be a couple pretty intense things we're going to do over the next couple episodes, or the next, like, 5, 6.